Welcome. Think of this as a personal training session, but for your voice. We're about to dive into a 60-minute boot camp that's designed to really change how you sound, and it all starts right now. So right off the bat, there's a pretty bold promise here. We are not talking about months of boring theory. Nope. This is a practical, hands-on boot camp that's all about getting you tangible results and getting them fast. So yeah, let's treat this like a personal challenge. Over the next few minutes, we're not just going to learn stuff, we're actively going to build a toolkit to unlock a voice that's more powerful, more confident, and way more dynamic. Okay, first things first, we have to start with the foundation. I mean, just like an athlete wouldn't run a race cold, a pro always warms up their instrument. A cold voice is a weak voice, and we're here to build some serious strength. The very first thing we have to do is release all that tension that can literally strangle your voice. I'm talking about the tension in your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. It acts like a clamp on your sound. So as you can see, these are super simple movements. Shoulder rolls, gentle neck stretches, and yeah, that lion/mouse face. They loosen everything up, giving your voice the freedom it really needs. All right, now it's time to power up the engine. Your breath is literally the fuel for your voice, and this exercise teaches you how to use it right. The real key here is feeling your belly expand, not your chest. That's diaphragmatic breathing, and it is the secret to vocal power, to control, and to stop that weak, kind of breathy sound you can get at the end of a sentence. And finally, we're just going to gently wake up the vocal cords themselves. We'll start with some humming. You want to feel that vibration. Then we move into sirens, which is just gliding that hum from a low pitch to a high one and back down again to warm up your whole range. We finish with lip trills, that burr sound. It's a classic trick that relaxes both your lips and your vocal cords all at once. Okay, warm-up's done. Now we're moving on to the main workout. This part is all about targeting and defeating the 3 biggest, most common villains of vocal delivery. And these are the culprits right here. These are the things that totally undermine your message. You've got mumbling, which makes you sound unclear, a monotone voice, which, let's be honest, makes you sound boring, and rushing, which just makes you sound nervous. But don't worry, we've got a targeted 10-minute drill for each one. So our first target is mumbling, and the root cause is usually just a lazy mouth. Your tongue and your lips just aren't doing the work they need to. So the solution? We're going to force them into a workout. Now, I know this exercise looks a little silly, but trust me, it is incredibly effective. By putting a pen in your mouth, you're creating an obstacle, which forces all your articulators, your tongue, your lips, to work so much harder. You have to over-exaggerate every single sound. Then, when you take the pen out, your normal speech feels unbelievably effortless, crisp, and super precise by comparison. All right, next up, we're fighting the monotone. This is the ultimate cure for sounding boring or, disengaged. Modulation is really just about adding color and emotion to your voice. And this next exercise is actually pretty fun. It's called the one-sentence orchestra. You say the exact same, simple sentence over and over. I am going to the store today. But each time, you inject a totally different emotion. You say it excited, then secretive, then furious. The words don't change, but the meaning completely does, and it's all based on your vocal delivery. This drill forces you to break out of your default pitch and really explore your full emotional range. Our final villain, this is a big one, is rushing. Speaking too quickly is such a classic sign of anxiety, and it completely undermines any sense of authority or confidence. And this is where you have to make a huge mental shift. You see, anxious speakers tend to be afraid of silence, so they rush to fill it up. But, as you see here, confident speakers, they use silence as a tool. A well-placed pause gives your listener time to think, and it adds so much weight to whatever you say next. So this drill is all about retraining your brain. And I'll warn you, it is going to feel painfully, unnaturally slow at first. But that's the whole point. You're breaking that habit of rushing, and you're building the muscle for deliberate, controlled, and way more authoritative pacing. Okay, now we're moving into the final phase, the performance. This is where all that practice comes together. You get to become your own coach and actually hear the difference for yourself. The single most powerful tool for improvement is probably sitting in your pocket right now. It's your phone's voice memo app. This super simple cycle, record, review, repeat, it creates an immediate and incredibly effective feedback loop. So first step, you need a baseline.
Just record yourself speaking for 60 seconds. Talk about your day, a hobby you have, literally anything. Don't overthink it. This is your before picture. It's the starting point for this whole transformation.
Okay, now you're going to listen back. Be critical, but, be kind to yourself. Use this little checklist. And here's the key. Don't try to fix everything at once. Just identify the single biggest villain you hear in that recording. Just one. All right, now that you have that one problem in your mind, hit record again. You're going to give the exact same 60-second speech, but this time you're making a conscious, focused effort to fix that one single issue. So if you were mumbling, really over-articulate. If you were monotone, intentionally add more emotion and pitch changes. And finally, record it one last time. This is the polish. This is where you try to bring everything together. Clear articulation, a varied and engaging tone, and those powerful, deliberate pauses. Now listen to this third recording and compare it back to your very first one. I guarantee the improvement will be undeniable. And just to wrap up, here are 3 simple, almost like cheat codes you can use right before any important meeting or phone call. First, check your posture. Sit or stand up straight to open your lungs. Second, drink some room temperature water. It's the best thing for your vocal cords. And finally, smile. Just a little bit. Even if you're on the phone, it genuinely changes your tone and adds instant warmth. And that's it, seriously. By just following these steps, you have now invested more time and effort into developing your vocal presence than almost anyone else you know. This isn't some kind of magic, it's just training. Remember, the biggest takeaway here is that your voice isn't fixed. It's an instrument, and you absolutely have the power to train it and improve it. So the only question left is, with this new control and confidence, where's your new voice going to take you?